Well, you see, I'm Rama. Yes, that Rama. And let me tell you, being a legendary prince isn't all it's cracked up to be. Especially when you're just starting out. It all began in Ayodhya, a city so grand it made modern metropolises look like villages. Picture this, a sunrise that would make even the grumpiest of morning people smile. From a young age, I was groomed to be a prince. Archery, swordsmanship, ancient texts. You name it, I had to master it. And there I was, young, idealistic, and meditating. Because that's what legendary princes do, right? Hours would pass, and I'd sit there, still as a statue, while the world moved around me.
My son, true strength lies not in power, but in compassion and duty.
Dad, always dropping wisdom when you least expect it. But you know what? He had a point.
Race you to the top of the palace, brother.
And then there was Lakshmana, my brother, my best friend, and occasionally my partner in mischief. Race you to the top of the palace, brother, he'd say. I won, of course. But don't tell him I said that. Those races were our way of turning the whole palace into our playground.
Look! Prince Rama cares for even the smallest creatures.
I present this magical bow. Who among you can string it? But life has a funny way of throwing challenges at you, especially when you least expect it. Now, I'm not one to brag, but oops, I guess I didn't know my own strength.
Brother, I think you just won yourself a wife.
With great power comes great blessings, apparently, and a whole lot of responsibility. Little did I know this was just the beginning of my journey. And that's how I met Sita. Talk about love at first sight and first broken bow. The wedding was a spectacle. Colors, music, and enough food to feed an army, which, coincidentally, we need later. But that's a story for another time. In that moment, with Sita by my side, I felt like I could face anything. Little did I know how true that would turn out to be. As I stood there with Sita and Lakshmana, I couldn't help but feel this was just the beginning of something epic. Little did I know the real adventure was just about to begin. But that's a tale for another time. So, remember how I mentioned that whole epic thing? Well, buckle up, because things are about to get interesting.
Rama must be exiled for 14 years, and my son Bharata shall be king.
Picture this. One day you're about to be crowned king. The next you're packing for a 14-year forest vacation. Talk about a career change. Forest life was an adjustment. Ever tried building a hut without power tools? Yeah, not fun. But we made it work. Eventually, after a few mishaps.
Rama, I think that squirrel is plotting against us.
Drama queen, that one. But I love him.
Oh, Rama, won't you be mine?
Just when we were getting used to our new digs, enter Serpanica. Imagine the most awkward blind date ever. But your date can shapeshift and has anger issues.
How do I put this delicately? No thanks. I'm happily married and you're, well, a demon?
She didn't take rejection well. Next thing I know, she's lunging at Sita like a rabid, demon. Lakshmana, ever the protective brother-in-law, stepped in. And by stepped in, I mean he gave Serpanica an impromptu nose job. Enter Ravana, demon king and Serpanica's big bro. His grand plan? A golden deer. Yes, you heard that right. A shiny, prancing, too good to be true deer.
Oh, Rama, it's beautiful. Can we keep it?
Pro tip. If your wife asks for a magical golden deer, just say no. Trust me on this one.
Lakshmana, you must go help Rama.
By the time we realized it was a trap, It was too late. Ravana had taken Sita. As I watched the love of my life being carried away, my heart shattered into a million pieces. The forest that had become our home now felt empty and cold without her. So, there I was, a prince turned forest dweller, now turned... what? Failed protector? World's worst husband? The I let a demon king kidnap my wife guy?
Rama, if we don't find food soon, I might have to eat my own bow.
Always the dramatic one, my brother. Just when hope seemed as scarce as a vegetarian demon, we stumbled upon Jataju.
Rama, Ravana took Sita south.
And just like that, this wounded bird became our beacon of hope. Jatayu, my friend, I owe you one. Maybe several.
It's a talking monkey.
And it's a stating the obvious human. Glad we've got the introductions out of the way.
Enter Hanuman. Imagine, if you will, a monkey. Now give that monkey superhuman strength, a dash of divine power, and the wit of a stand-up comedian. That's Hanuman for you.
All right, troops, today's mission, Operation Rescue the Romantic Interest. Who's with me?
It was like a Disney movie come to life. If Disney movies had talking monkeys planning military strategies.
Leave that to me, Princey. I've got a trick or two up my... well, I don't have sleeves, but you get the idea.
As Hanuman prepared for his leap across the ocean, I realized our quest had taken a turn for the extraordinary, and somehow I knew Sita was closer than ever. So there we were, staring at the ocean like it was a really big puddle we needed to cross. Spoiler alert, it wasn't a puddle. But hey, when you've got an army of monkeys and bears, anything's possible, right? Finally, we made it to Lanka. Let me tell you, Ravana's interior decorator had a thing for creepy chic. Gargoyles everywhere. It was like a convention for stone monsters with attitude problems.
Rama, on your left.
The battle that followed was... well, epic doesn't even begin to cover it. Imagine the biggest, loudest, most chaotic family reunion you've ever been to. Now add weapons.
So the little prince has come to play? How adorable.
Oh, it was on. Like really on. Like epic showdown that people will talk about for centuries on. Just when I thought I had him, another head would pop up. Seriously. I thought, is this guy part Hydra? But then I remembered something my father once said. True strength lies not in power, but in compassion and duty. With renewed focus, I took aim. One divine arrow. That's all it took. As Ravana fell, the battlefield went silent. Even the demons looked shocked. I guess they weren't used to their boss losing. And then, through the smoke and chaos, I saw her. Sita.
Sita, you've been through so much. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm just peachy. Nothing like a little kidnapping to spice up one's day.
And just like that, I knew everything would be all right. My Sita was back, sass and all. As we embraced, surrounded by our cheering army of monkeys and bears, I couldn't help but think, man, we are going to have one heck of a story to tell when we get home. So, there we were, returning to Ayodhya in a flying chariot. Because after everything we'd been through, why not travel in style? Right. And then I saw a little bird's nest from the beginning, now full of chirping babies. We'd all grown, hadn't we? Through challenges, adventures, love and loss. As I looked out at my kingdom, I realized this wasn't the end of our story. It was just the beginning of a new chapter. And let me tell you, it was going to be epic.